Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. If you've been following along this series for a 1999 Cushman, you'll see it hasn't been totally a horrible mistake yet, but there's still time. That's right, we are continuing the repairs and, repairs on the Cushman here. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe. If you already have, thank you. But everyone, please make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we put out new content. Anyways, that being said, today we are going to finish up what we started last week, and that's work through cleaning up some of this front area here, the engine shroud area. We want to get that cleaned up and repainted. And the back end, we want to fix the tailgate. It should be a dual position dump box, and currently it only swings down like a pickup bed. So we're going to try and fix that too. Here we go. So I think what I'm going to do next is work on getting this hood, engine cover, assembly, shroud, whatever you call it, get that off and get this off if I can. And at least get, that may be a challenge for another day, but at least see if I can get this thing off and get it cleaned up so we can prep it for paint. Now at some point in time I do want to come back through and give the engine area a good cleaning just to get all the scuzz and crud off of it with my little tornado cleaner. But today is not that day. We're still trying to get it running. Well, it runs, but we still need to drive it around a little bit before I do anything else major, like maybe paint is kind of major. No, we can paint it up anyways. If it doesn't run, at least it looks good. But one other thing I wanted to show you, and I'll pull you off the tripod here and see if you can see it from your side. I can see it, but we'll see what you can see. And that is, if we look down here, we see this bracket bent stuff here. And I think there should be another release connected to both that bar that extends down and the little U-shaped bracket with two holes on the sides of it that appear to be bent up. And what I think that does, oh, can't now because there's a bolt in here, but I think that releases these dogs on both sides, and then the bucket at the back tailgate swings out like this. So if you got a bucket full of rock or something, you can do that and out it comes. But I don't know, because that part's missing. So maybe I've got a hitch pin or something with a bend in it around here I can look at. And then after that's going to be looking at the trailer hitch. Yeah, maybe not today, but soon. Coming to a YouTube channel near you. The resurrection of the trailer hitch. Alrighty, I found out a little more digging around, looking at things, is that the bolt that was in here was holding these dogs shut because, as I thought, there was some damage down underneath here. And I think I figured out that if, I should straighten that out too, if I take this bracket off that's underneath here, I can straighten it out. We can then put a pin back in to the bottom of the box, and where the hydraulic ram meets up mid-box. And what that does is when that pin is in, it keeps these dogs locked closed. So you fill up with dirt, you want to go somewhere, drop it off smooth. You can simply get to your spot, pull that pin, the box opens, and out comes whatever is in here. Dirt, gravel, small children. I did take the big old sledgehammer, wrapped on this side a few times. Now this collapses, or not collapses, but stores in here like it should. Locks in place, so this does go up and down as expected. And as soon as I get these dogs back on, I'll show you the other way. But let me, for now, go ahead and get this bracket off. I got one bolt out, and then, oh, there we go. That wasn't a 9/16 on the back, that was a 5/8. Here's a bracket. You can see it's bent. This should be 90 degrees. So I'm gonna go over to the vise, bend it back, hopefully. May just need another date with the sledgehammer. Alrighty, well, aside from knocking our vise off the workbench once, it's probably 90% better. There's still a little bit of a bend in there, but it's a whole lot better than it was. So hopefully we can go ahead and set this back on, find something to use for a pin for the moment. And I do have a little bit of adjustment in here, so if I have to finagle things around a little bit, I can. Anyways, you know what, I'm gonna just remove this for now. Now there's no tailgate. That's gonna need some more metal beading to get that tailgate bent back into shape. It's been beat up, of course, but anything I can do to make it a little better, I will. So, let's get our bracket back on. That's actually gonna fit. Basically, there's a lever under here that is spring loaded, and there's a pin and a hole goes to that bracket I was working on, I showed you. And then under here, pin goes through, locks these dogs in place so they can't come down, and you've got your flip down tailgate. Pull your pin, pull that down, and you've got a flip out tailgate. So let me find a pin, or at least something that'll work for that for the moment. All right, this should work for right now, at least till I can get to the farm store and get a proper pin that more easily comes in and out. You know what? That one's a little beefier, so I'll use that. All right. So far, this thing has had all the spare parts on it we need. All right, that'll work. Let's go ahead and tighten these up. That's in. Great. Let's put it back. There's just some things I don't understand why people put things back together horribly. May take a few minutes extra to do it the right way, and it's going to take double the time to do it over. And I know that's not right, and I got to fix that, but for now, that's going to do it for us. Like I said, it'll be easier when I get an actual pin I can just tug on and it comes out. But for now, I've got that. Pull those down. And there we go. Go ahead and latch these in place. And we're good to go. All right, now I'm going to clean up this mess and we'll come back and see what we can't do for that painting that front cover. Alrighty, well I've got the seat here, engine and cowl cover, whatever you want to call it, behind me. I'm going to get this sanded off, prepped and primed tonight. That's got to sit overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come back, throw some of that Eastwood chassis black paint on there, and I think we're going to call this one good. So let's just get moving. Alrighty gang, we've got a couple of coats of that Eastwood primer on here and a couple coats of that chassis black ceramic. So we're gonna let this dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll come back. Well, I don't have any new plywood for these seat chunks. So I'm gonna have to run out to the store and grab maybe a handy panel and make some new ones of those. Then we can put it back in the Cushman and call this one a wrap. Now, of course, we did not go through and fill all the little pits and whatnot on the top of the seat because it's a seat, I don't care. But the front area here, you can see, looks really good. You can see your reflections in here. Let's see, can you see yourself? Oh, yeah, that's not so bad. I did no prep on this other than a quick scuff and hit it with the primer. So I think the end products I've got to use for this, it's going to work out just perfect. And for the seat on the Cushman, just perfect. Now, real quick, as I mentioned earlier, if you've got any of these rear axle tubes, please get a hold of me because mine are bent. Anyway, we'll come back after I get some handy panels. I don't think I have any wood. No, all I've got is MDF laying around, and that's not going to work for us. So we'll grab some wood, get it cut up, we'll put everything back together, and call it a day. See you then. Alrighty, we are back. It's the next morning, as evident by natural light behind me, I guess. We have the seat thing done. Let it sit overnight. Now, the directions say it's good to handle within a few hours. 6 to 8 hours to dry, but after 3 to 5 days, depending on weather temperatures, conditions, whatever, it actually is fully hardened and cured against damage and dings and chemicals and whatnot. So for now, I'm going to put it back on the buggy and let it sit. I also noticed something in looking at some pictures last night. The seat that I have appears to be made by somebody else other than Cushman. My seat is the original Cushman, just reupholstered. But this one, as I was taking off the rotted out wood originally, this had 2 individual seats for the passenger and the driver, not the one big bench seat. So I have the one big bench seat, so I don't need to replace the wood here for these. So that's a good sign. We can just go ahead and throw it back in the Cushman. I'm just going to set that on there for now. But that means I'm not going to do a whole lot else with this right now until the paint cures. I'd like to go for a quick little test drive, but not yet. So we're going to call this one good. Thanks for watching. A lot of little small projects on this thing so far haven't cost me anything but time. And as a YouTube guy, your time is worthless. So I'm into it for nothing so far. I did go ahead and order that cigarette lighter plug so we can plug in cell phone charger or whatever to it. But otherwise, next time we come back with this one, we're going to work on that rear end, try and fix the area where the trailer hitch is. Also ties into the rear differential housing support, and that is broken off. So that's causing everything to twist back a little bit, and that may be why we're not able to engage into that low range for the 2-speed rear end. So that's going to be our challenge for next time, and until then, we'll see you later. Take care.